Hey y'all, it's Vonnie with the Get Down podcast, and we are back with another episode. If you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share this video with anyone and everyone that you know. I hope everybody's having a great day, a safe day, wherever you are tuning into the podcast. I hope everybody's having a great day. The NFC and the AFC championship games are set, you guys. So we got the Philadelphia Eagles. They will be hosting the Commanders. And we got the Buffalo Bills. They will be hosting the Chiefs. On their way to a trip to winning the Super Bowl on the line. So we've seen the previous games. I do have to say, for my record, I am 2-2. I wanted the Texans to upset the Chiefs, but everybody already knows it's Patrick Mahomes. So he's gonna win. And let me say this, as long as he is playing, and this is a true fact, and you can agree with me or not, as long as he is playing, don't expect the Chiefs to ever lose, especially when it comes to the Super Bowl. They're gonna hold the Super Bowl trophy up once again. It was a time period where the Chiefs, they weren't really talked about. They were a hush-hush team. But now that Patrick Mahomes is in the picture, it's, oh, no. We got to make him the next Brady. He got to win this amount of Super Bowls. He got to have these many rings. He got to have this. He got to have that going on for him. And that's what's taking place. But with people understanding that a little bit more, it may essentially cause a decline in watching sports. But people are still going to watch it anyway and try to root for their team to get there. But I'm telling you, even me, as long as Mahomes and Kelsey, because they are a duo, listen to me, as long as he is playing, do not expect them to lose, especially when it comes to the Super Bowl, okay? The NFL, the refs, they're all on the band with the Chiefs. They are all on the band with
music licensing reimagined.
Everybody can see that clear as day. I mean, if you can't see it, then maybe you're just not looking hard enough. But it's clear as day. But, you know, again, like I said, it's not going to stop people from actually watching the NFL. But that little thought I'm trying to plug into your mind so you can understand. Mahomes, he is the new Brady. They pushing it. Okay? And we have to understand that. So their matchups, it will be this upcoming weekend when they will be playing both all four teams. So the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles, they will be playing on Sunday. And just a little background of the two teams. They're NFC rivalries, of course, so they are in the same division. The Eagles took the first game in November 26-18, and the Commanders won the December battle 36-33. Though Jalen Hurts exited due to a concussion in the first quarter, rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels fared well against the Eagles in 2024. He combined for 49 yards and a 78.2 quarterback rating. That's great, with 6 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Philadelphia and Washington last met during the playoffs. Look at this, y'all. In 1990,
music licensing
where Washington went on to win 20-6. That's a long era of time. And, you know, usually, whether it's AFC or NFC, majority of the time, whatever two teams are playing, very rare you're gonna have it where it's two teams in the same division actually playing, you know, for to get to the Super Bowl. Very rare you're gonna find that. So I'm sure a lot of Cowboys and Giant fans are gonna be pulling for the Commanders to get an upset over the Eagles, because the Eagles, they've been reigning and ruling that division for the past few years, So the last time they actually played each other was in 1990. And like I said, very rare you're going to find two teams in the same division actually going head-to-head in the NFC Championship to advance to the playoffs. Very rare. It's always going to be two teams from different divisions. But it happened, and Washington had took the W. They took it from in 1990, and it was 20-6 that they beat the Eagles. So some little stats to know. And we'll get into the X Factor, and then I got some stats over here for you guys to just understand it and kind of get a grasp of who would have the better outcome between this game. Eagles running back Saquon Barkley had his way against Washington in his career, averaging just over 130 scrimmage yards per game. The only player to average more scrimmage yards against a single opponent in NFL history is Hall of Famer Jim Brown against the Eagles, minimum of 10 games, including the playoffs. So Saquon, he is a hard running back. He knows how to get past defenders. I mean, if y'all seen the play when he ran it for, what was that, almost 65 yards for the touchdown? Yeah. And the score went, I think it was 15-28 at that point. It was already well within the fourth quarter of them making that score. And I mean, Saquon, he's been around for a while. He has. So, you know, like I said, most players, they try to make their name even more known, and they're trying to get up there where the greats are. The greats, you know, whether it's football stats, basketball stats, baseball stats, they're trying to get their name up there with the greats. And that is exactly what he's doing. The X factor will be the defensive tackle for the Eagles, Jalen Carter. His ability to create interior havoc is critical for the defense. So they're going to need him strong for this game. This is your rival. Y'all may be friends outside of this, but this is your rival. This is crazy. This is your rival in your same division in the NFC Championship playing against you. That rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels, hey, he a bad boy. And next season, they probably going to have a good year too. I'm not going to count Washington out lately. As long as they got Jaden, don't count them out. Ain't no telling how far they're going to go at all. In the playoffs, he has accumulated 6.5 sacks, 28 pressures, and 14 tackles for loss this season. Carter will now disrupt the pocket and make impact plays to limit Daniels and the offense of Washington. Of course, you know, Jaden, he runs too. He got the powerful legs. But the defense is going to lock in, especially Jalen. He should be the X factor. The X factor. We're going to be looking for you, Jalen Carter, to stop Jaden from running. Okay? So some of Philly's stats, so you guys can know, just within the postseason range, since the playoffs have been taken off, Jalen Hurts, he has passed for 259 yards. Saquon Barkley, he's rushed for 324 yards. This is just the playoffs, y'all. This is just the playoffs. Okay? Dallas Goedert, he has 103 receiving yards. On the defensive side, you got Reed Blankenship with 17 tackles, and then you got Darius Slay Jr. with the 1 interception. So the key factors, some other key factors to be looking for besides Jalen Carter would be Reed Blankenship and Darius Slay Jr. Watch out for them, Jaden, because they ready to pick you off. They gonna be ready to pick you off as well. What we learned about the Commanders and the divisional round, though, Daniels has proved to be special. Washington Fortress improved when its defense and run game have days like they did against Detroit. The Commanders only for 17 turnovers in the regular season, but now have 6 in the postseason, including 5 against the Lions. Those turnovers have led to 3 touchdowns. Yes, I didn't expect them to go in there and beat the number 1 seed. The number 1 seed, y'all. I didn't expect them to do that, but they did it. I mean, hey, the top seeds, they can be beaten anytime, and it happens. It definitely happens. For them to win the amount that they won by, yeah, I would have chose the Commanders to do the upset, but really my picks, the Texans were the only upset that I really wanted as far as the road team. Everybody else I had for home, but I wanted the Texans to do the upset for the road team, and Washington was the road team. So, excuse me, they pulled the upset on Detroit like crazy. I mean, their fans were just quiet because they were talking all that smack. They were the bullies of the NFL on the NFC side. They weren't. And Sometimes you gotta approach that bully. You gotta humble that bully because that bully is getting out of control with his feelings. You gotta humble that bully sometimes. It's called for to do that. You know. Plus, if the Commanders can get repeat production next week with running backs Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler, they'll be tough to beat. That part I do agree. Eckler and Brian, they definitely can get in there and make some plays and make some runs. Remind y'all, Eckler, he used to be with the San Diego before they changed it to Los Angeles. He used to be with the Chargers. So he's no, rookie. He's not quiet shy from running down and beating down defenders. I mean, it's called for. It is called for. And part of what has made Daniels offensive efficient matters even more that Quinn demonstrated he's willing to go forward on fourth down, keeping the ball in his stars quarterback's hand. The Commanders face 4 fourth downs Saturday, where ESPN analytics model recommended going forward. Okay, so sometimes if that fourth down is like 4th and inches or 4th and 1, a lot of times the analytics in the back, they'll choose whether that team should go for it or not, depending on where they're lined up at. And sometimes they want the team to go for it as well. So to watch the Commanders, some postseason stats for them. Jaden Daniels, he threw for 567 yards right now, okay? Because the playoffs are not over with. It's still going on. Playoffs are just all the different rounds and rounds and rounds. Okay, you got Brian Robinson. He's rushed for 93 yards. De'Ami Brown, he has 187 yards receiving. Then on the defensive side, Jeremy Chin has 20 tackles, and Mike Sainristil, he has 2 interceptions. So this is going to be, a great game. It's going to be a great game. Fall hard. I don't know. Both quarterbacks, they're going to be tired at the end of it all. They're definitely going to be tired at the end. But if I was to choose who to win, because I was 2-2 in my last record. So before I go on further, my record now, if we're adding and we're combining the two, my record now is 7-3. I was 5-1 the first part. These previous games that just occurred, and 2-2. Okay, we got the championships coming, and then we got the Super Bowl. So I'm 7-3 right now. We'll see what my record is once the Super Bowl is over. Once that last game is over, we will see. But the Eagles, they got a lot of great players. The Commanders got a lot of great players. And it was a time period too where the Commanders weren't winning like that. So sometimes when the coaches or players, when they're switching to different teams, sometimes the outcome of it is just horrible. And then sometimes the outcome of it is great. Like, oh yeah, I got to stay with this team. I'm good right here. Let me be with this team for about a good 3 to 4 more years. Then we'll see what happens from there. But I'm good where I'm at right now. And that's why when contracts and deals are made, some people don't want to switch or go to this team. You feel comfortable kind of where you're at. You don't want to be playing hopscotch with so many different teams. But this is definitely going to be a great NFC matchup. Like I said, with somebody that is in your own conference, your own opponent, you know them pretty well. You already played them 2 times. You already played every team in your division twice as it is. And to play them even in the playoffs, how rare do we really get that? Very rare. How often does that happen? Very often. Very slightly often does that happen. But like I said, Jaden Daniels, give him flowers now. Give credit where it's due. He is a rookie and he's pushed his team to go to the NFC Championship. Nobody didn't think they were going to beat the Lions. Nobody really favored them. The Lions were favored for a reason. They're the number 1 seed for a reason. They were favored. And the fact that the Commanders went in there and kicked some butt, I mean, they chopped that butt all the way up. 45-31. Yeah, then they start making memes about Dan Quinn and him crying. And I mean, hey, like I said, the bully got to be defeated sometimes. The bully got to be taken down sometimes. Not to go out bases or get too Bible, but in the story, David and Goliath, that Goliath, which was a giant, had to be defeated. It had to be defeated. So they went in there and they killed their butts. They kicked them, they smacked it, they sauteed it, they did all of that. That's what the Commanders did to the Eagles. So for my pick for this game, it could go either way, but what I am feeling, I gotta go with the Commanders for the upset. Gotta go with the Commanders for the upset. And we've played against the Eagles before. I believe it was a playoff game. Probably was a regular season game, but we're prior to knowing them and knowing their factors of who they play and this and that. I gotta go with the Commanders to pull the upset. Okay, I was wrong last week to think that they weren't, but they proved me wrong. They literally proved me wrong. And I didn't think, nobody. I didn't think they were going to go in there and do that much damage to the Lions. But they did. They did, y'all. They did. That's what's crazy about it. They did. So for this game, I got to go with the NFC champs. I got to go with the Commanders. Got to go with the Commanders. I think Jaden Daniels, they pull the upset and they advance to the Super Bowl. I got to give it to them. I think they advanced to the Super Bowl. And we're going to make this all in one. And this ain't going to be chopped up or anything. We're going to do all in one. I got to go with the Commanders. So, Jaden Daniels, young man, you deserve it. You deserve all your flowers. You deserve your favorite food waiting at your hotel room. Once you get done beating they butts, you deserve all the champagne so y'all can just celebrate and celebrate and celebrate. You deserve it. So I'm going to go with the Commanders to pull the upset. So we'll see if I'm ending up being right or wrong. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. But I'm going to go with the Commanders for the upset against the Philadelphia Eagles. Score-wise, we're going to do 23-28. 28-23, excuse me. Commanders 28, Eagles 23. I got the Commanders winning for that. On to the next game, AFC side, Buffalo Bills and the Chiefs. Okay. Josh Allen, they're no strangers to the Chiefs. None of them. Some of the matchup background, this will be the 9th meeting between these two. 9th meeting. They are 4-4 in head-to-head meetings. But Mahomes holds a 3-0 lead over Patrick. And then Patrick has that 1-4 when it comes to him. So they met previous in week 11. And the Buffalo Bills, they end up beating them. Why? Because simply the Chiefs were taking easy in that game. Like the last game of the season, the Chiefs didn't score any points or anything. Why? Because they were resting their starters. That's why Denver ran all over them, because they were resting their starters. That's all that it was. That's all that it was. Some stats for you to know. The Bills are seeking to be the third team since 2018 to beat the Chiefs twice in the season. Okay, twice. The other two teams that have done that was the 2018 Patriots and the 2021 Bengals. Like I said, there was a time period where the Chiefs were never really talked about. Now that Mahomes and Kelsey is in the picture. Mahomes this, Kelsey that, the Chiefs this, Chiefs that. That's all that you hear when it comes to sports. Well, I can't even fathom to try to put a sentence together when it comes to Mahomes because he's just so great. Okay, don't praise him like he's a god. He's still a man at the end of the day. He's not a god, but people take it to that level, and they do that. Can't do that. He's still human at the end of the day. But like the matchup background said, this is their nighttime meeting. You don't want to always keep losing to a team you meet in. You got to at some point get your revenge. You got to get your revenge. You got to get with your revenge. What we learn about the Chiefs from the divisional round, the Chiefs will be difficult to beat as long as Travis Kelce is rolling. Of course, against the Texans, Hollywood Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, and Juju Smith-Schuster all failed to catch a pass, and Xavier Worthy had a pedestrian game. But the Chiefs still found enough offense to score 23 points and advance to the AFC Championship because of Kelce. So they still were able to pull out a win. Now, mind y'all, when it got 12-13, I'm like, cool. The score is close. Maybe a little something magic can happen. No. Anytime the ball is in his hands, Mahomes' hands, they're going to go down and score. A touchdown. They are. Majority of the time it's touchdowns. It ain't finna be no field goal. No, they gonna try to get it in the end zone. And again, like I said, as long as the refs are on their side, they're going to constantly throw flags. They threw a lot of flags against the Houston Texans defense. And one mainly, that little clip that is viral when they're pushing Mahomes out of the bounds and then he's doing all like that. He's been extra with it. He's been extra with it. Anytime, that happens, here come a flag, here come a flag, here come a flag. And people want to say, oh, y'all are just crying about them because they're the best team. No, you have some sports commentators that be like, they're really not a scary team. Overall, we're not just talking about in the playoffs this year. Overall, go back previous times. They're really not a scary team. But the NFL, the refs, other people are behind them. They're going to always win and they're always going to have a great record. We have to keep that in mind, y'all. We got to keep that in mind. Kelce had 117 receiving yards, more than half of the Chiefs' total, and more than double his season average of 56 yards. That's what he accumulated when they were playing against the Houston Texans. He seemed refreshed coming off a 3-week break after the Chiefs secured the top seed with 1 week left in the regular season. Okay, what we learned about the Bills in the divisional round. Buffalo can finish close games in the postseason, just like the Commanders. Keep that in mind. In the past, the Bills have struggled in the playoffs to finish tight games, and lost in the divisional round 3 straight years. At some point, you gotta conquer that giant. You gotta conquer it and get over that hump. You don't want to keep losing to them. Them is the Chiefs. You don't want to keep losing to them. Because the same routine is going to happen year after year. Every time you guys get to the divisional round and you're playing them, because you're going to always be playing the Chiefs unless somebody else conquers them. You're always losing to them. You got to learn how to fight. Josh Allen, I believe you can do this. I do think you can do this. You really can. The performance against the Ravens showed that the Bills can succeed even when it's not pretty and can do so in all 3 phases. Yeah. How certain teams play, like depending on how the weather is going to be that day, whether you're on the road or at home, you got to learn how to play in different kind of factors, different kind of maneuvers, different kind of weathers. You have to learn how to play in those different techniques. Our early X factor is Worthy, okay? In Coach Andy Reid's system, Worthy can stretch the defense at 3rd level, which gives Mahomes an explosive target versus Buffalo's secondary. The back end people, Worthy, I got my eye on you. Reid can also scheme Worthy on malfunction touches when the Chiefs have the ball inside the red zone. He brings a playmaking element to the offense, Bowen said. Yes, he does. He definitely does. Why the Chiefs will win. They have individual players who can take over a game. Chris Jones had just 5.0 sacks in the regular season, but delivered far more pass rushes, 62, and pressures, 50, than any other defensive tackle. Trent McDuffie was one of the best corners in the league. These are the people on the Chiefs side. On paper, the Chiefs should be underdogs, but the world has seen Mahomes come up big too many times to assume he won't again. Well, yeah, you're always being the underdog. Sometimes the underdog wins, sometimes they don't. Why the Bills can win? They're the better team. Entering Sunday before beating the Ravens, FPI had the Bills 2.9 points better than the Chiefs on a neutral field. Why? Because they play better all season. They play better than the Chiefs all season. Give credit where it's due. If you look at the stats and stuff, like I said, the Chiefs, they're not really scary. But when you got that many people behind you, oh yeah, your team can do whatever they want pretty much. They can. They really can. The Bills, 0.25 EPA per dropback entering Sunday is almost double what the Chiefs, 0.13, have put together this year. And they've been much better on the ground too, with an 0.07 EPA per play compared with the Chiefs minus 0.03. Some of that is buoyed by Allen's design runs. Yeah, so the defense is going to be looking for Allen to run, mainly not even in the first 2 quarters. The second half, expect Allen to run a little bit more. He ran for a touchdown when they played the Ravens. So expect that again to happen. Expect them again to happen. The weather, it should be nice. It doesn't really speak about it, but the weather should be regular in Kansas City while they're playing. Buffalo has some pass defense questions, but offense is what drives wins in the NFL. And on the side of that side of the ball, the Bills have a clear edge. Walter said so. He does agree that the Bills have a better edge.
Artlist.io.
When it comes to winning, let's look at some of their stats of Josh Allen. ESPN always gives, no, not the Buffalo Bills. Here we go. Buffalo
Music
Bills.
licensing
Because I didn't get a chance to write it down. So this postseason alone, Josh Allen has 399 passing yards. Okay. So he is in between Jaden and Jalen. He's right there in the middle. He might have a little bit more passing yards, probably by the end of this weekend. More likely, but we'll see. He should be able to catch up to Daniels if the Eagles defense kind of holds Daniels not to throw as much, but we'll see. James Cook, he has 187 rushing yards this postseason. Receiving yards, Khalil Shakir, he has 128. Okay, on the defensive side, you got DeMar Hamlin with 12 tackles, and you got Taylor Rapp with 1 interception. Okay, now let's look at the Chiefs and see where they stand with Josh Allen. Here's the City Chiefs stats and how they hold up to their players. See what I mean? See what I mean? They're not scary at all. But again, I'm going to say it one last time. When you got everybody behind you, ain't nobody going to defeat you. Ain't nobody going to defeat you. This postseason, Mahomes has been throwing for only 177 yards. That's it. That's it. Kareem Hunt, 44 rushing yards. You got Travis Kelce, 117 receiving yards. On the defensive side, you got Justin Reed with 7 tackles. To me, that don't sound scary. To me, that don't sound scary at all. None whatsoever. That does not sound scary to me at all. So for my pick with the Buffalo Bills and the Chiefs, I got to go with the Bills. Patrick, you got to get out of here. Your time is done, sir. Your time is done. I hope I am right better with these picks. Like I said, I was 5-1 the first series. This series, I am 2-2. I got Bills and the Commanders. Bills and the Commanders. Both road teams. Patrick, you got to get out of here. Don't nobody want to see you no more, bruh. And I don't know what the heck just happened with that, but it came up anyway. Nobody want to see you. It is what it is, okay? You're done. Everybody is tired of you. Josh Allen, y'all got to get in there and make things known. Make it known. Put your foot on Travis and that whole fan base up there in Kansas City. Be like, hey, we're not scared of you. We're not scared of you anymore. You only beat Mahomes one time out of that whole 4-4 series. That's 9 meetings. You've only beaten him once. Okay? Make that 2 times, Josh. You can do it. A lot of people is really rooting for you to go in there and tear their butts up. Okay? This just might be the year that you do it. But we gotta see it. We gotta see it. We have got to see it. And I think you can do it. So I got the Commanders winning against Philly, and I got the Bills winning against the Chiefs. Both road teams, okay? I got them both advancing to the Super Bowl. Those are my picks. So if you guys enjoyed this video with me, please give it a fat thumbs up. Comment down below what you think of this video. Who do you think is going to win for the AFC Championship game and the NFC Championship game? Leave your comments down below. They are welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen to me. Interact with me, okay? Because that is what the comment section is for when you're watching your favorite YouTuber. That's the point of a comment section. Interact. Leave a comment. Leave a comment. Let's run it up. We're almost at 100 subs. Let's run it up. Let's get it there. I know we can do it as long as y'all share this video. We can get it up there. And while you're at it, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you can be notified every time I drop videos on this channel. And if that is all, always stay prayed up and stay blessed. And I'm going to see you guys in the next episode. Peace.